Hi guys, welcome to the first tutorial of this channel. So on this channel we're going to be making arts out of beads, so tag along. On today's tutorial we're going to make this letter A. You can see right there. So these are the basic equipment for this tutorial. We have this 0.3 millimeter thread, these beads, black and white beads, and a pair of scissors. To begin with, I've cut my thread long enough for the purpose of this tutorial. I'll start by picking 4 black beads. So these are my 4 black beads, and I'll start by passing the thread on my left hand through the first bead on the right hand, and I'm going to hold this, the ends and both the ends, and I'll push it through backwards. So this is my first step. Next, I'm going to pick 3 black beads. Now on this case, I'm going to pass my thread on my left hand through the second bead, through the first and the second bead, right there, but I'm going to pass this bead to the left side, the first bead to the left side, right there, and I'm going to hold both the ends, and I'll push it through backwards till the end. I'll hold this bead over here, and I'll use it to push it through till the end. Next, still same way as the one I've just done, pick 3 black beads, and I'll pass it through the second bead, this will remain on this thread on the right hand, and the first bead will go through the thread on the left hand that was on the left hand, and the middle bead, the one that I've used to crisscross both the thread. Now I'll use it. I'm going to hold the bead, and I'll push it through till the end. Next, I'm going to repeat just the way I've done. So this is my fourth time. Now on the last, which is the fifth time, I'll do it differently. On this case, I'm going to pass my left thread through the first bead instead of the second bead. Pass through the first bead so that the two last beads will remain on the right thread. And I'll use it, I'll push it backwards. So this is my pattern. I'll call it first row. Now on the second row, I'll begin by picking 3 black beads, one black bead and 2 white beads, this way, and I'll use my thread on my left hand to pass it through the first bead, and the last 2 beads will remain on the right thread, and I'll use this one to push it backwards till the end. Now this thread on the left side, I'm going to pass it through this bead. And I'll push it through. So this is it. I'll continue with my pattern. Next, I'm going to pick 2 white beads. Two white beads. Now in this case, I've just picked 2 beads instead of 3 beads. And I'll use my left thread to pass it through the first bead. Hold it, push it back. So this is it. And the red in my left hand, this thread, I'm going to pass it through this bead. Next, I'll pick 2 white beads. I'll pick 2 white beads. You'll use my thread on my left hand to pass through the first bead. This tutorial is so easy. Next, I'm going to pick whites and a black bead. I'll begin with a white bead and then I'll pick a black bead. And I'll pass through the first bead. And this is the thread on my left hand. I'll pass it through the bead that is just adjacent to it, just at the bottom. Now at the end, I'm going to turn my work. Now to finish that row, I'll pick 2 black beads. Still the same way, pass it through the first bead. I'll push it backwards. Now we are done with 2 rows. On the 3rd row, I'll begin by picking a black bead and 2 white beads. And I'll pass it through the first bead, the thread in my left hand to pass it through the first bead, and I'll push it back. Use my thread in my left hand. I don't know whether you can see, so this is the thread on my left hand, and this is the thread on my left hand. So I'll use the thread on my left hand to pass it through this white bead that is at the bottom, just adjacent to the one I'm working on. You can see right there. So I'll pick this thread on my left hand to pass it through this white bead. And next I'm going to pick 2 beads instead of 3 beads. This to you. When you begin the row, you begin with 3 beads, but the rest of the row I'm going to finish with 2 beads instead of 3 beads, with an exception of the first row. The first row we did it differently, but the rest of the rows we begin with 3 beads at the beginning, then the rest of the row we're going to pick only 2 beads. So next I'm going to pick a black and a white bead. And I'll pass my thread on my left hand through the first bead. And I'll pass it through this white bead, the thread on my left hand. Next I'll pick 2 white beads. Next then I'll pick a black and a white bead. Still I'll pass it through the first bead. Now at the end of the row, I'm going to turn it, and to finish off that row, I'll pick 2 black beads. And I'll pass my thread on my left hand through the first bead. So done with 3 rows. On the 4th row, I'll pick 3 black beads. That's the beginning of the row. I'll pick 3 black beads. And I'll pass my thread on my left hand through the first bead. Next, I'll pick 2 black beads. I'll pass my thread on my left hand through this white bead. And next then I'll pick a white and a black bead. Use my thread and my left hand to pass through the black bead. And I'll push it through. And next I'll pick up 2 black beads. Right there, 2 black beads, and I'll pass it through the thread on my left hand through the first bead. Now at the end of the row, I'll pass my thread through the white bead, just right there, through the white bead. Now I'll turn my work. To finish off that row, I'll pick a black and a white bead. And I'll pass the thread in my left hand through the first bead, that is the white bead. And I'll push it through backwards. So done with my 4th row. On my 5th row, I'll begin by picking 3 beads, that is 2 black beads and a white bead. Right there, 2 black beads and a white bead. And I'll pass my thread through the first bead. I'll push it back. And next I'll pick 2 white beads. Next turn. So next turn I'll pick 2 white beads. Right there, and I'll pass my thread through the first bead. And next, still I'm going to pick 2 white beads. to finish off the row, I'll turn my work, and then I'll pick a black and a white bead. So right there. Now on my last row, I'm going to pick two. I'll begin the row with 3 beads, remember that. So in this case, I'll pick 2 black beads and a white bead. And a white bead. And I'll pass it through the first bead. Next, I'll pick a black and a white bead. I'm going to pass my thread through the first bead. And next I'm going to, first I'll begin by passing my thread through this white bead. Then the next tail, I'm going to pick a black and a white bead. Next, I'll pick a black bead, 2 black beads. Two black beads. Now the last, finish off that row, I'll turn my work and I'm going to pick 2 black beads. So right there, and I'm going to pass my thread through the black bead. So guys, this is it. This is letter A. Can see right there clearly, letter A. So in the next tutorial, I'm going to bead letter B, or some will call it letter B, or whichever the case. So on this point, at this point, if you like this video, please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.